near, not where I live, but near, that are called Mason and stuff. And I even I can't say this, but I even went somewhere when it involves education that involved Freemasonry, and I didn't even know until now. There was checkerboard floors in the school, and they made it seem so innocent. And the mascot was named Mason.
And can you, just for the people out there, can you like describe or like explain what Freemason is?
Freemason is basically similar to Illuminati, but Illuminati involves fame and riches and a bunch of other rituals and stuff and control, like puppetry and all that crap. But Freemasonry, you can be a Freemason low level or high level. You can be like, you can just like a random person can be a Freemason walking past and you'll never know. They'll be just smiling in your face like, hi, nice to meet you. Yeah, that's some great broccoli over there. And you see a Freemason symbol on their ring on their hand and you're shaking it. Like that Freemasonry is a cult and they have rituals. And they join in these temples and they have these rituals and they worship Satan. It's a large secret society. It's satanic and it's antichrist. And look up Jordan Maxwell. Look up the Oath of the Brotherhood Secrets and the Sisterhood Secrets in the Temple Lodge. And the 33rd is the highest level degree that they can get to. I'm going to expose even more. And people going to hate me for this, especially if you're a Christian. You're going to hate this. Yeah, T.D. Jakes is a Freemason. Don't at me. Yes, he is. Oh, yes. Why are you partying with Diddy?
Yo, wait, he partied with Diddy?
Yeah.
What the
hugging
heck?
Diddy, just hugging Diddy and everything. Y'all hugging together. You know Diddy
Yeah.
sacrificed his baby mother.
Oh, I heard about
What
that.
was her name? Kim Porter?
Yeah. Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
about that.
Rest her soul. She was like her death was not normal. She had hardware information and he killed her because she was gonna expose that.
About his parties, right? It wasn't about them parties or something like that.
Yep,
Yeah.
about them parties. And I'm gonna give some more detail about Freemasonry. But also, have you heard of what is it called? Scientology?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Scientology, this is another reason why I don't care for Tom what's his name? Tom Cruise?
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I don't care for Tom Cruise. And again, like I don't have hate towards anyone, but I don't have to like them. Like, we all have our
Yeah.
preferences. I'm not gonna be offended if you don't like me. You have your choice. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. Just don't like target me or attack me or nothing. I'm not attacking anyone. I'm just speaking truth facts. This is not
Right.
like, just saying this just because I think what I'm saying. Like there's facts. There's actual facts. He even admitted to being in the occult of Scientology. And because it's so much darkness where I live and people are so blind to it. There's a Scientology building. There's portals where it leads to demonic stuff where
Yeah.
is near me. And these demonic portals have demonic rituals and demonic spells in each part of the stones. And someone has exposed it. You can see that it's a portal the way it's made, like a ancient portals. Look up what portals look like. They're circles. And portals open up, okay?
Yeah.
Now they open up to demonic forces, and when anyone has like parties there or rituals, you don't know what you're participating in. So that's why I can't even go some certain places. I got to look up the history and the historic
Yeah.
information of the places that I go to before I just decide to, participate in the event. What are you participating in? You don't know. And then you wonder why you're going home with a headache or you passed out or blacked out. You don't know what you're involved in, and you're like investing your spirit in. And back to the Freemason thing. I was about to explain. I was about to explain. I can't say the name of the
Yeah,
restaurant.
yeah. Nah, I got you. I got you.
Dog, you know what?
Pull back.
You know what? I don't cuss, but I'm gonna say fudge. Fudge this.
You almost slipped. It almost slipped.
No. No. Fudge. Fudge is the best
Okay.
word. Fudge.
There we
Fudge.
go.
Okay, so you know how someone says F this, like, forget it. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go all the way, go big or go home. So, Joe Muir's is a restaurant that has Masonic flooring.
Oh.
Masonic, the black and white, which represents Freemasonry,
Mm.
and the checkerboard flooring, black and white pattern only. They're Freemasonry, and here's how I know because the original Muir family disappeared on a boat cruise, never to be seen again. And even a family member of mine knows this because back then they heard about this story and knew something wasn't right. It never added up, and they had money. Okay, they
Mm.
just all of a sudden disappeared. All right, so
Mm.
yeah, it's a lot more about that story, but I can't go into detail. Just look up Joe Muir boat disappearance, and you'll find that out. Um, and then also Freemasonry involves CBS, you know, the one eye symbol of CBS.
Yeah.
Yeah, look up the
Hmm.
information of that. You'll find more research on that. You have to make sure it's factual. Don't just like look it up on any type of website. You got to make sure it's factual. So look for factual checks and do deep research.
Wow.
And yeah, that is most about the Freemasonry. But also, one more thing. Louing the Freemasonry is called the Mint, and 322. And what does 3 times 22 mean? I mean, what is equal? 3 times 22 equals 66, right?
Mm.
So their
Yeah.
favorite numbers are 3, 2s, and 6. And as we know, the most demonic number on this planet is,
What, 66?
yep, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
666 is the most demonic number ever.
Yeah.
Um, And yeah, even people have used that number on their eyes, the eye symbolism where they have their fingers up like a 3,
Mm.
and they put it around like, you know, when someone says okay with their fingers?
Yeah.
Okay, like you know how you say okay, you put a circle with your thumb and your index finger, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's 3 fingers left at the end. That's a 6. And that's 3 fingers. So 6, 6, 6. It gives an illusion of 6, 6, 3 6s. So
Mm.
meaning that is 666. And people don't want to believe in this. They're like, oh no, this is just a conspiracy. Okay. All
Ooh.
right. And
You.
last thing, last thing
Mm-hmm.
about this, and then I'm gonna go into the firmament, and then I'm gonna let you ask everything you want to ask. But yeah,
Yeah.
cops are involved in Freemasonry, so watch out with cops, y'all. Like, watch out. And like, if you do see Freemasonry about them, don't ask nothing. Be quiet.
Yeah.
Act like you don't see anything, because the less you know, the better. Like
The better.
pretending you don't know it. Like it's good to know, like
Mm-hmm.
secretly, but do not let them know that you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Because again, there's a lot of corrupt cops out here. There's a lot of corrupt police officers. There's even the police stations that are involved
Mm.
in sex trafficking.
Mm.
Okay? They're in it. And they don't give a darn about it because they can't get in trouble for it because again, they're Freemason. The
Mm.
elites will literally get them out of trouble. And also Catholic churches are demonic as well because how are you gonna worship a human vessel instead of worshiping the person that actually died for you?
Mm.
No
Mm.
shade to Catholics, no hate. I'm just
Nah,
saying,
come
how
on,
you
come
gonna
on. Throw
believe?
that shade. Throw that shade.
How you gonna talk like? How you gonna say Hail Mary when Mary literally admitted to being just a vessel? Okay, it is what it is.
Mm. Come on.
Just saying, like it is what it is. Like if you're gonna give on facts, let's give on facts. Okay, like originally Catholic churches were demonic. They turned Catholic into a half way, half back to Christian church, where it's half Jesus, half Mary, but half demonic stuff and half live however I want, but go to church services for 3 hours and Hail Mary.
Crazy.
And this cross with a blood dot in the middle. Like,
Mm.
that's a little iffy, and I'm not feeling
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Because originally Catholic was dark. By the way, the Pope, he's demonic.
Mm.
Um, yeah, there's too much
You
information to talk
calling them
about.
all out.
Oh yeah, I have to. Um,
Mm.
the the maritime ad admiral I can't talk.
No, you
The
good.
maritime admiralty law. Look that up, along with um bringing this to the Freemason and Catholic Church, also mentioning that they also tie in with the European churches back then, which used to do rituals in those churches, and they never mentioned nothing
Mm.
about Christ and that. They were completely against Christ. But that's what I mean by Catholic is literally half back Christian church, completely off, completely lost. Bless their hearts, no shade. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but last thing, one more thing I want to say. What was it gonna be? Oh, now this right here, I have Muslim family members. Not that many,
Mm.
but a few.
Mm.
And I have a friend who's Muslim who does not hate me at all for my beliefs, and they even like agreed with my pointer in fact, but they just still choose to believe what they want to believe,
Yeah.
and they actually agree with what I'm saying, but they still choose to be Muslim, if you get what I mean.
Mm. Yeah.
So if, as in, people are saying God is the way, and everything and such, they've many people have tried to convert me to be Muslim, especially guys who wanted to date me. I've never been on a date before, but
Mm.
to even date me and they wanted me to like be with them, they've tried to convert me with these videos, but in reality, you cannot say that Jesus was a messenger when he did miracles and signs and wonders, like completely literal miracles on the scene with humans
Mm.
and healed people immediately. You cannot say that is just a messenger. A prophet is just a messenger. Jesus was not just a prophet. That in his human form, he was a prophet known. He was known as a carpenter and a prophet.
Mm.
But because he was God in human form, here's how you know Jesus was not just a human messenger. Adam is of the man bloodline. Mary was a virgin, which means she was never tampered with the bloodline of man, which is sin, because the bloodline of us of human race is sin. We're sinners.
Yeah.
So Mary was a virgin. She was never tampered with, which means she was pure. And she was able to be a vessel. Like you know how you live in an apartment?
Yeah.
So she was that
Mm-hmm.
apartment, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And because this is why God says Jesus was his only son. Like literally DNA wise, because Jesus was not from the bloodline of man.
Mm.
He was from the bloodline of God, which means literally spirit, which is
Yeah.
what means that because he was of spirit, he was not a regular human. He was not just a messenger. He was not just a man that prophesied
Mm-hmm.
and walked to tell the gospel of God. He was God in human form, which is why
Mm-hmm.
God says his only begotten son, which why the only sacrifice that saved us all was Jesus, because you can't offer up the perfect lamb anymore. Back in the Mosaic law, uh, when they tried offering up a lamb for their sins, that was not enough.
Mm.
A perfect lamb with no spots, that was not enough.
It's not enough. Yeah.
The only perfect sacrifice that was good enough to save the human race was Jesus. This is how you know Jesus was not just a messenger. This is how you know that Jesus was the Son of God. This is how you know why Jesus said that he is the way, truth, and the life, and only you can give to God through him.
Mm.
And that says that in John 15, I believe. And again, no shade towards Muslim, but I had to say that real quick because many people choose to try to convert me who are Muslim. So, like, I'm just saying my point of view as a Christian. You can never change my belief because I don't really like to represent again as a Christian because they have changed the meaning of Christian.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I just represent the follower of Christ because that's honestly the best way to go.
Mm.
But back to that. Now that ends everything of what I'm going to say right there. Now back to the firmament, the Antarctica walls.
Mm-hmm. Come
This
on.
got me tongue twisted. Ugh. All
Yeah,
right.
come on.
Antarctica walls. Basically, this talks about the firmament. So let me go to this paper. So many papers.
I saw it on Snapchat. I just saw it.
Yeah, like honestly, I'm not just kidding here. Like I wrote some of these papers in 2021 and 2022.
Oh
They're
my
faded.
god. Wow.
This is not, some of this is not recent. Like I'm just being deadly honest. This is not
Wow.
new for me. Like I've been into this crap deep. Like my brother used to talk to me about Illuminati But I decided to go deeper and research even more crap. And
Mm,
it revealed a lot of crap that I didn't want to know about now.
yeah.
And honestly, I'm glad that I do know because I'm a curious type of person. I like to know real stuff. I like to
Mm,
know the truth. And again, the truth will set you free. So
mm-hmm.
let me get to it. This is too much, too much, too much.
I love
Found
it.
it. Okay, so I'm just gonna read this real quick, and it's gonna sound completely crazy because it's all over the place. Again, it's written on a piece of paper that's
Mm-hmm.
faded. Okay, the firmament is over the Earth. The Earth is a closed system, basically. The Bill, the science guy said, basically, he said that the Earth is a closed system, and it's a glass ceiling. And
Mm,
also, they were trying to nuke the firmament. Remember, and above the firmament is water. It says in Genesis 1. Rockets cannot get past the firmament, only cracking the glass of the firmament of the Earth. Antarctica ice wall is the end of the Earth. Basically, the firmament ends there. The Earth is flat and has four corners of the walls, which is in Genesis 2. Um, Stars in the sky aren't stars. The moon and the sun is a luminant, not a solid luminary. And they are inside of the firmament. That's why they're so close and we can see them.
wow.
By the way, along with that, the platform, I believe in somewhere around 1941, 1942, 1943, one of those years in 1940s, they changed the actual compass of like, the roots of the north, south, east, and the west. So basically the west is east, the north is south, and south is north. The
Mm-hmm.
north I can't talk
Mm,
right now. There's too much stuff.
mm.
So
Too.
basically they changed the whole map and changed and switched the compass around in the 1940s underground. They changed it around. A society did that. And basically, why do you think they call it the North Pole?
Mm,
There is no South Pole. The South Pole is literally connected to the North Pole. There is no um there's no
mm,
little the middle at the bottom of the earth and the top there. There's only a flat surface of the earth, which means that there's no under. The earth is
mm,
a snow globe. So
mm.
to go to his this and say this, all I can say is read the book of Enoch, read Genesis, read Daniel and Revelation. You have all your answers.
Mm.
Because going like if somebody was I wish I knew someone who could like really want to take that risk and go to the Antarctic walls and find out information that I can't because I'm not gonna get shot down. But anyone who just doesn't
Mhm.
care and about that life, who wants to get the information they want to get and they don't care, I wish I could know someone who would do that because I can get much
Mm.
more information and it will talk about how they can literally see the end of the firmament. That's why the
Wow.
Antarctica walls are so high.
Wow.
And that's why also, how do you think that the sun and the moon just switches over from side to side? That's why there's only like small parts of the earth that has like different seasons. Wow, there's other like how the sun can stay on one side of the earth longer and the moon can stay on one side of the earth longer? Like where is it? Is it not Iceland or not Springland, Greenland or Iceland, one of the two. I believe it was
Mm.
Iceland. They switched it around. Iceland is actually Greenland. Greenland is Iceland.
Oh my
um,
goodness.
yeah, yeah, that's actually true. Everyone should know that because ice is in Greenland and green is in Iceland.
True, true,
and
true.
Iceland, I believe it's Iceland that is daylight all day. They have daylight
Mm.
all day. Like they never have night. And I think that's pretty proving that the world is not as big as it seems.
Wow.
People think that the world is so big, it's not.
Mm.
And on top of that, one more thing, America is Babylon.
Mm. Yo, talk about it. or or it's another topic for another day.
That's another topic for another day. But I'm gonna expose. I already talked about as much as I can about the firmament. You can also just read Genesis 1 and probably look up again factual evidence and research that the firmament is real. We have a firmament, but I'm going to talk real quick about sirens, and then you can go and ask me as many questions. This is the last thing. Here's
Go
how we
ahead.
know sirens are real. Fish plus human, because remember, Sodom and Gomorrah, and then also the complete disaster before the flood, during the times of Noah and the times of Enoch, where
Mhm.
Enoch warned the fallen angels having Nephilims and fish humans and all that crap. Um, Samson, Book of Judges, and the Philistines.
Mhm.
Samson took down their god, which was called Dagon. Dagon was
Mhm.
part fish and part man. He was a sea beast.
Mhm.
Dagon was their god that Samson took down. The book of Enoch proves that Simons are real because of the book of Judges also mentioned it as well. We have only seen 51, I'm sorry, not 51, 5% of the ocean, and the 95% what else is in there, as I was saying. Sirens have the voice of an angel but are used for demonic purposes, okay? And that
Mhm.
is mostly it.
No, hey, this,
I'm talking super fast too, so I'm sorry.
I love it. I love it because you showing nothing but passion. Like, you got me stuck on everything. I literally have been YouTubing and like putting a whole bunch of stuff in my watch later playlist.
Mm-hmm.
You got me thinking about a lot of stuff.
I'm gonna send you videos that are actually only on Patreon because they can't be posted on social media platforms because it's too much
Mm.
information being exposed. When I get the chance, I'll try and send those to you.
Yeah, yeah, no, definitely do. I just don't get me shot or killed now.
No, no,
Look,
no, 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 no. No, no, no,
eh.
no, no. Only time we can get shot or killed is if we go to those locations.
All right, saying but that you didn't say some D. I know you gonna piss people off. I know it.
You can ask me as many questions you want. I didn't go to the topic deep on aliens and stuff, but whatever other questions you have, ask me.
I guess my like you laughing, but I guess like for me, I guess I do want to know like how long did it take you to like understand or sift through all this research?
Well, I mean, I researched this since I was 16.
Mm,
Definitely the pandemic spoke and struck a nerve
mm,
to make me want to, and like, again, being bored and stuck in the house, not being able to go out as much as you usually want to, and
yeah.
control and everything, that made me research stuff and want to dig up more on the government. And I haven't dug up as much as I wanted to because again, we're not trying to get shot and killed.
There you
Like,
go.
what some of these doctors have said, I'm not
Mhm.
suicidal.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
like, but I know God covers me, and I have a purpose on this earth, and that is to fulfill it. So I know I'm not going to be touched. Touch not my anointed, neither do my prophets no
Hmm.
harm. So no weapon formed shall prosper, not
Hmm.
only be hurting themselves. But how I struck to complete all of this throughout time, it honestly took me, I'm gonna say 2.5 years.
Wow. That
And I'm just getting started.
I was about to say that's not even that long, and it sounds like you got a whole dissertation. Yo, this is incredible. What
Just
keeps you?
getting started.
Uh-uh.
Just getting started. What were you gonna ask me?
What I just want to know, like, what keeps you going? What keeps you going with these researches and exposing? What keeps Jay going with all this?
Being me to experience this and see it myself from my own eyes, being
Hmm.
able to discern and know it, and God gives me the revelational knowledge that I can't get answers through research or
Mm,
people. That's what keeps me going because it's the fact that God has told me it is real. It's not
mm,
fake, and I've had proof of it all. Like,
yeah.
like
Hmm.
it's not fun knowing all this stuff. Like some of this stuff, it just makes too much sense in my brain because I have such a big mind. I'm able to think and kind of put myself in the scenario. You know how, for example, small little example, you know how a private investigator puts herself into the position of the victim and they put themselves in the position of the predator or the perpetrator or the suspect, and you put yourself into a visual of that crime, and then you actually make it make sense. You're like basically brainstorming on what actually happened. So I'm doing that with these research situations, and I'm doing that with the research that I have and the information of the truth and anything that is hidden. I do that, and it kind of helps me understand it much better, along with, revelational knowledge from God.
Mm, mm. I'm about
Oh,
to.
one more thing. One more
Mm-hmm.
thing before you ask another question. I believe his name is shoot. I believe his name, this doctor who said he said it himself on a video. He said that he's not suicidal, and they killed him. Yeah, they definitely killed him, just like they kill anyone who can heal people naturally, just like Dr. Sabi, who suddenly died from what was it, pneumonia in jail, when in reality that man is so healthy, pneumonia couldn't even do anything to him. So,
Mm,
um, that's shady.
mm.
Rest his soul, Dr. Sabi.
Yeah.
But along with I believe his name is Dr. He exposed is it the Martian virus? Not the Martian, the Marburg virus. That's what I want to
Mm-hmm.
say. Marburg virus. Marburg.
Mm. Man, this is just I'm just taking it all in. I'm sorry. I'm really just I'm processing it because you said a lot of stuff that you hit topics that I probably heard of, but I never really thought about. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I,
Right.
the sirens, the Freemason, the even the trafficking, going back to even your own personal story. When you mentioned that story too, you said that he hit y'all like y'all part like are you saying that he actually hit y'all? He actually crashed into y'all?
Yeah, he drove into our bumper of our vehicle.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I
And
can't remember his name. What is his name? He and rest his soul, he passed away.
wait, who passed away? The guy that hit y'all?
The doctor, no, 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 the doctor who exposed the Marburg virus.
Mm,
And it's aggravating me because I can't find his name. It's kind of aggravating because you know how you're trying to find someone
yeah.
who specifically talked about this situation. The Marburg virus is basically what you can call, basically the Walking Dead,
Yo.
because it affects the brain. It's a
Yeah.
neurovirus. It
Hmm.
affects your brain.
Yeah. Man, how
I can't find his name. That just sucks.
and he died, you said.
He died, which is not normal. He died from a so-called poison. And he just said, just before, like, what was it, weeks before, he said in his video, if I die, it's not from suicide. I never killed myself. I'm not depressed. He said he loved his family, such and such, and all that crap. And, like, it's awful. It's so
Mm,
awful that it's not normal how he passed. It's not normal. And his friend who was going to interview him said it's not normal how he passed. He died the day of the interview, that he was going to come on the next interview with his friend. And that's just shady. It's very shady, and I
mm,
don't like it.
yeah.
I gotta go on TikTok
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
get. I gotta go on TikTok and try and find the name. Hopefully, there's no sound coming through.
Hmm. Yeah. It's
And
mhm.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, no. I just want to say it amazes me how you seem to you see. I know you said that your thoughts were everywhere, but you still do seem like you have organization and order in your thought process in terms of
Thank
how,
you. I don't know how I thought about all of this while dealing with education back then. I don't know
Mhm.
how. I have no idea
Yeah,
how I actually was able to like halfway deal with this and halfway deal with the rest of it all.
I'm telling you.
I don't know how I process it. It's kind of crazy. Like it shows you how. I mean, I guess I underestimate the IQ I have, but I'd never liked math or stuff. I guess my IQ would be way higher if I really
Mm,
pressed myself to be a genius in math. But mathematics was never my friend, so I never pressed myself to go further in it.
Yeah.
Um, but also Dr. Sebi exposes viruses,
Yeah.
but if his
Mhm.
this is crazy how his name is not popping up anymore, and he was the one who exposed this virus and the meaning of it, and now it's not showing up anymore. That's really shady.
Mm.
I hate the fact that I can't remember. I'm gonna say his name on here on the recording. Like, you know
This
what? Like, you can keep chatting to me. I'm gonna try and remember it.
this was and this wasn't Dr. Sebi.
Huh?
This wasn't Dr. Sebi, but someone else.
Hey. Yeah, this is someone else. Yeah, this is another doctor that just recently died. Dr. Sebi exposed the virus, but